Some men chase money. He studied it. While others stayed late at the office, he stayed home and read. While others built networks of contacts, he built a network of ideas. While others were busy trying to become wealthy, he was busy understanding why wealth happens at all. His name is Naval Ravikant, and he is perhaps the only modern figure who treats wealth not as a goal, but as a science. Naval Ravikant was born in New Delhi in 1974. When he was 9, his mother brought him and his brother to the Lower East Side of Manhattan with almost nothing. He had no money, no network, no social capital. He spoke English with an accent he could not yet hide. He once described his childhood in a single sentence: "My only real friends were books." He read voraciously: philosophy, economics, physics, history. He absorbed not facts, but frameworks. By the time he attended Dartmouth on a scholarship, studying both computer science and economics, he had developed a habit that would define the rest of his life. He treated every new idea as a tool, not for memorization, for construction. In 1999, Naval co-founded a company called Opinions, a consumer review site. For nearly a decade, he worked, he built, he sacrificed. When the company finally exited, the founders received nothing, zero. The venture capitalists, meanwhile, walked away with approximately $75 million. It was, in Naval's own words, an education. He had spent a decade trading his time for nothing. And it was here, in the silence after that failure, that he understood something most people never realize. You will not get rich by renting out your time. Time is finite. Time is linear. Time scales with effort. Wealth is built on something else entirely. Wealth is built on what he would later call specific knowledge. In 2018, Naval published a series of short messages on the internet. It was titled, simply, "How to Get Rich Without Getting Lucky." It went viral, translated into dozens of languages, read by millions. But buried inside this short manifesto was a single idea that quietly changed how a generation thought about money. That idea was specific knowledge. Specific knowledge, Naval wrote, is knowledge that cannot be taught in a classroom. It cannot be trained. It cannot be standardized. If a school can teach it, then a school can teach it to someone else, and that someone else will eventually replace you. Specific knowledge is what you learn by following your own genuine curiosity. It is the strange combination of skills, obsessions, and instincts that only you possess, because only you lived your particular life. To others, your specific knowledge will look like work. To you, it will feel like play. It is, Naval observed, the most underrated form of wealth in the modern world. Not because it is rare, but because it is invisible, until you decide to build it. Specific knowledge alone, however, was not enough. Naval discovered that wealth, in the modern era, sits on three quiet pillars. The first is specific knowledge. The second is accountability. The willingness to attach your real name to your real work and to bear the real consequences when you fail. And the third is leverage. Leverage, Naval taught, is the ancient principle of multiplying your effort. In older centuries, the only leverage was labor, getting other humans to work for you. Then came capital, using other people's money to amplify your results. But the modern world has invented something extraordinary, a form of leverage that requires no permission from any other human being. Code and media. A line of code, once written, can serve 1 million users while you sleep. A piece of writing, once published, can reach 1 billion minds while you walk in silence. These are the leverage tools of the newly wealthy. Specific knowledge tells you what to build. Accountability tells the world who built it. Leverage makes it scale beyond a single human life. This is the quiet equation that Naval offered to the world, and in his own life, it produced an estimated fortune somewhere between $60 and $120 million, not by chasing money, by understanding it. What makes Naval Ravikant unusual is not his wealth. There are wealthier men. What makes him unusual is that he treats wealth as a side effect. In a culture that worships activity, he worships clarity. In a culture that confuses motion with progress, he chooses stillness. He once observed that the most valuable hours of his life were not the hours spent working, but the hours spent thinking, reading, walking, sitting in silence with a single idea, turning it over in his mind until it revealed its true shape. Notice that he said that he does not work hard. He simply works on the right things, with the right leverage for the right people. And then he steps back and allows the system to compound. This is the great secret hidden in his philosophy. The wealthy do not necessarily work more, they work less, but they work on things that multiply. While the rest of the world rents out its time, they build instruments that earn while they sleep. Most of us, like Naval at 25, believe wealth comes from working harder. But Naval at 50 would gently suggest otherwise. Wealth comes from working on what only you can do, with your real name attached, using tools that can reach the world, while you remain quietly invisible. There is a curious silence around the men who have understood this. They do not appear on magazine covers. They do not chase the news cycle. They build their systems in the dark, and let the systems speak for them in the light. The loud chase fortune. The wise build it in silence. If this found you at the right time, perhaps someone else needs to find it too. Stay quiet. Stay sharp. We'll see you in the next one.